Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. This video I will be sharing with you guys my favorites in the month of July. So if you guys are interested, do stick around. So this month there wasn't really much of skincare. Most of the products I gravitated towards and that I found remarkably interesting was more of color products, whether it be actually for the first time quite a bit of palettes. So I'm going to begin with the palettes that really stood out for me and that I reached for almost on a daily basis. First and foremost, I think this is the ultimate palette for complexion if you want multiple functions and just beautiful across the board. Perfect for summer, I think. It's the Becca and Jaclyn Hill palette. This one has Champagne Pop as well as a luminous blush and then Prosecco Pop, I believe is the lighter one, and then you have a beautiful bright matte and a beautiful just beige neutral blush, which is what I have on. I've been using this combination a lot. This shade, which is Amaretto, it's a mineral blush, and this mineral blush as well in this luminous blush in Pamplemousse. So I'm going to show you guys that swatch. It's currently what I have on, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how much you can see of it, but the combination is so beautiful, and Amaretto for me has really served as a bronzer now for me. So I haven't really been using a separate bronzer. I've been just using this as a blush, and it instantly warms my complexion. So if I just want to look warm but not really a peach or a pink blush and just very neutral, it is a gorgeous blush. And of course, Champagne Pop is holy grail highlighter, and Prosecco Pop is amazing just as well. And most of the time I would also sometimes use Champagne or Prosecco Pop as a highlight for my eyelids or under my brow bone, and even Amaretto sometimes on my crease. So you can really get a lot of mileage with this palette. The next palette I've reached for almost on a daily basis since I purchased it is the Viseart matte palette. This is neutral matte, and if you're a neutral kind of person, you need to have this palette. As you guys know from all the reviews, the quality and the pigmentation of Viseart is just gorgeous. It is consistent across the entire palette, and personally I am neutral. These are the kinds of shades I would gravitate towards on a daily basis, so I use the two lightest shades. This for my brow bone, this for my entire eyelid, and then any of the mid-tone browns just for emphasizing my crease. And then if I want to go deeper, sometimes to add a bit more warmth, I use this orangey shade, or I mix both. So really there are no strict rules here. It really depends on how I feel, but definitely all of them are very wearable and can really give you a full look from day to night, especially with the darker shades. If you want just a very beautiful deep smoky eye that's still neutral, this is a gorgeous palette to have, and I think this is definitely a holy grail neutral matte palette. Now for a not so basic palette, I've thoroughly enjoyed the Chanel Empreinte du Dessert, which is the summer palette, and this is how it looks. I love this palette because 3 of the shades are very neutral and you can really use beyond summer. And this is just a very beautiful accent color. I've always liked greens, moss greens, or navy green, army greens, because it really does complement. If you have brown eyes, greens are such a good complement, and so I find that it's just a very good accent color to have. And sometimes I would also use it to line my under eyeliner, or even sometimes just to accent my top liner, and it is so gorgeous, you guys. If I'm looking for I want a very summery tan look, this is a gorgeous palette. The next palette that I thoroughly enjoyed was the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Palette in 30. This is how it looks. I think if you are a mid-toned, more of a warm yellow based skin tone, like a MAC NC30 as myself, this is a very good just all over traveling palette to have, and I think quite universal actually. You can go darker and mix colors. I've been enjoying this blush color. It is just amazing. It shows up, but it's like, it's not too pigmented like the Illamasqua cream blushes, which was just crazy. So I love putting this on my cheeks just with my Laura Mercier powder brush. I love this brush for cream products. I don't know why. So just stomp it in and then apply it this way, stamp it on my skin. So if it's just a regular day where I'm using maybe a tinted moisturizer or a CC cream, this is a gorgeous blush that goes with it. It just looks very luminous and very fresh because obviously it's a cream, and as well as the neutral brown. It's very good for sculpting. And then you have just a shimmer and a matte that is just gorgeous for either highlighting if you want a matte highlight, which sometimes I do. So this is the shimmer. I will show you guys the shimmer. This is the shimmer highlight. And then this one is the matte. The matte is gorgeous for also brightening the under eye. So this one is the matte. So and this was I think 40 US, so I think this is amazing value for money, and more than that, it's very travel friendly. It's very lightweight, it's thin, you see all the colors, you can't make a mistake of picking which one out, and it really fits in any vanity. Still a palette, I don't know why, well, sort of a palette. This is a Rekindled Love. This is a Holy Grail concealer for me, and it's from Lise Watier. It's their Color Wheel concealer, the one that I reach for almost on a daily basis, and I really empty out before everything else. Is the beige yellow, which is this one right here. It is amazing for just brightening the under eye or cleaning the under eye after you do any eye look, and at the same time it's not hard to work with, and it doesn't crease so quickly. The rest of the shades are obviously beautiful, but I don't really do any color correcting or need to on a daily basis, but it's an amazing quality of a product to just have, whether that's your personal kit or your pro kit, because the quality of the concealers itself is gorgeous, whether you use color correcting daily or not. The next product is something that really excite me the most, and I think I did a video on this. This is definitely gonna join my drugstore Holy Grail list of foundations. This was recently released, and I've been using it almost on a daily basis. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. The shade that I use is 205 Natural Beige. I do have a bit of it on right now. I just retouched my makeup to film, but actually earlier I had the Norse Velvet Matte, but since it's kind of broken down a bit, to refresh, I just put this on top. This has oxynacate, which is a natural, well, I don't know if it's a natural, but it is a sunscreen. It has SPF 15, so it's not really that high of an SPF, but the finish is gorgeous. It's medium, you can build it, but at the same time, it doesn't look cakey. It's not a glowy foundation like other glow foundations where you just feel oily or you know you look oily. This one is somewhere in between a satin, but just a hint more of a glow, where it looks really natural and just very wearable for the day, and even for filming. I think it's just a really gorgeous drugstore foundation. I think definitely rivals a few of my premium foundations. The next things I want to talk to you guys about are a few of the brushes that have really I've been reaching for on a daily basis, and they're a bit of my premium brushes. Two are new. So the two new ones are from Hakuhodo. Contoured blush brush is from Hakuhodo. It's the J553. This is a natural goat hair. It is just beautiful. Of course, like most Japanese brushes, really soft, but it's still a lot better than my Kanebo brush, which is one of my softer brushes, but not quite as soft as the Holy Grail Suku blush brush. But I think this is beautiful for just applying highlighter or just a soft contour. And then this one is the J553. This is a holy grail crease brush from Hakuhodo, and I can see why this is good, but it just really gets into the crease so well. The quality of the handle and the length is just so good, and I've been reaching for this on a daily basis. It also is natural goat hair. This is a Hakuhodo brush as well. Unfortunately, I don't have the number with me, but this is a crease brush as well, but it's a bit more pointed than the J553. So if I want to do more of crease work or more definition, I definitely go in with this one. But these are definitely my two holy grail crease or eye brushes. And then the final one, this is gorgeous, you guys. If you can't get a hold of the Hakuhodo, this is a beautiful, I guess, very close to it. It's from Sephora. It's the Pro Contour Precision 79. And what I like about these ones, I haven't bought a Sephora brush in the longest time, but it actually comes with its own cover. So if you travel, you don't have to worry, and you can actually throw this in any purse. So I don't actually completely remove it. I just open the lid and put it this way. Look how gorgeous the shape is. This is beautiful for doing contour work, like really precision contour work, and even applying highlight. If you want to be very precise, you can wet the brush and then dip it in your highlight and just pat it this way. It grabs product so well and just places the highlight in such strategic points. And I find that when you mist the brush with any setting spray, the highlight looks gorgeous. I'm actually going to show you guys, even if I have a bit of Prosecco, I think, right now. So I'm just going to spray this with this e.l.f. setting spray, nothing fancy. So I'm going to pat it in Prosecco. And tap a bit of the excess, and then just that bit. I mean, you guys. I mean, you guys, look at that. Look how gorgeous and natural that luminosity looks. Gorgeous. These two products really stood out for me from my IMATS haul, which I have yet to post for you guys. But this is a professional brand that's from Canada, and it's the first time I came across them during this year's IMATS. And it's called Cailyn. This is how you spell it. This is their Bright On Eye Balm, which is like an eye primer. Oh my god, gives Painterly Paint Pot a run for their money. This is how it looks. It doesn't dry as quick, and it's not as drying. I find that Painterly Paint Pot is my favorite primer, but I find that it does dry. My eyelids are very sensitive, and I find that even now it's a bit dry, but with a Painterly Paint Pot, it gets extremely flaky. This is just gorgeous. It makes any eyeshadow stay in place, but at the same time is not as drying as Paint Pot, and it really brightens the eyelids so much on its own. This is their Brow Envy Brow Pencil in Caramel. Honestly, you guys, this reminds me so much of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pencil, and I would go as far as saying it is so similar. I wouldn't be surprised if they came from the same manufacturer or they are the manufacturer. It comes with a brow brush that is, again, very similar to Anastasia, whatever. And it's a retractable one. I've used it so much, I think I'm coming towards the end because I am having to retract it or pull it out so much more. So this is how the shade looks. It's just it's so precise as well that it's perfect for my brows, because I do have some sparse areas now where I really have to fill in, and this just allows me to do that in a very precise manner where the short strokes really just look like natural hair. For powders, I have two powders. One is a rediscovered love. It is a holy grail for me, and I think because it's summer, I somehow just gravitated towards it, and the first time I put it on again, I was in love. It's the MAC MSF Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in medium. This is how it looks. Sorry, medium plus. And I just get any big fluffy powder brush, stamp it here, and then stamp it on my skin just to set my face. And it's just gorgeous in that it's not thick and cakey, but it really just gives a beautiful finish while looking very natural and not overpowering any complexion product that I have on. So definitely I've been reaching for this on a daily basis once again. And then this Bobbi Brown powder product, which is new. I just purchased it this month. It's the Nude Finish Illuminating Powder in Buff, and this is how it looks. This is the packaging, and this is how it looks. I love this powder. I don't have it on. I have the MSF. Very similar in terms of lightness, but just a beautiful natural finish. But this one, although it says illuminating, it's not glowy or shimmery. Your skin just looks really healthy. I don't know if that makes sense. And the thing that really drew me to this, not only was it the finish when I tried it, which really took me aback. Unfortunately, I don't have it on, but you know what? I am going to try to see if it makes a difference. I think it does, you guys. So as crazy as that seems, but do you see how it just perfects the skin without looking crazy? I mean, and this one, the reason that I'm not in the market for powders. I have amazing powders, but the reason why I was drawn to this was also because of ingredients. It's the first powder with skincare. It has hyaluronic acid, and it's made in Japan. And I figured that's why it looks amazing. But to be honest, I haven't really used this all that much to give a full review, but definitely I've been reaching for it more than any of my other powders besides the MSF. So I thought I would include it here. And definitely, I think I will do a full review on this sometime. One of the few drugstore products that I have in this favorites, besides the Infallible, the Maybelinne Fit Me Concealer. This is how it looks. I'm usually between 20 or 25. This is the 20, and what I like about this is just brightening my under eye, or even using it like a highlight and then patting it on with my beauty blender. I am running low on my Holy Grail NARS Creamy Concealer, and this has been really a good alternative, so I've been reaching for that a lot this month. For lips, because it's summer, really no mattes. So these two Holy Grail, what I have on, Dior Lip Maximizer Collagen Active in 006. This is how it looks. It's the beige one. This is gorgeous on its own. I have it on its own right now, and it's just no fuzz. Moisturizes my lip amazing, keeps it moisturized the entire time without bleeding, and it's just a good fit for my lip color without having to fuss with lip liner or anything. And another one, because my lip has been experiencing extreme dryness, this entire area of my face, I've been reaching for my Clarins Instant Light Lip Comfort Oil and Honey. You can see I'm halfway. Whether it's just to sleep with this overnight, the last thing I put on my lips, or even as a base during the day, it's gorgeous. If I use this as a base, a lot of the other lipsticks or the lipsticks I choose to use just sit so well on top, and it already looks like it's gloss. It doesn't need any gloss, so this is definitely amazing, especially if you travel in planes where it gets extremely dry, the air. This is amazing. And then my last lip product favorite, this is a Tom Ford limited edition. This is in Carracou. This is one of their Moisturecore lip colors. This is how it looks. This is a very daily kind of lipstick. I'll show you guys. When I use this, I don't need to prime my lips or anything. This is how it looks. It's just like a peach nude. Works well with my medium tone lips. And this is a no fuss daily kind of lipstick. It's not really there for the pigment. You will not get that much pigment payoff from here, but just the moisture of it, it's like a level up or glorified lip balm. But of course the quality is so good and the pigmentation is just on point. It's one of those products where you also can do without a lip liner or a gloss. So a lot of those multi-working products. I lied, that was not actually the last one. I forgot about the Chanel Glossimier and Tanami. So if I'm finding that my complexion is a bit, or my entire face wardrobe needs a bit more of a lightening up, I reach for the Chanel Tanami, which was for a limited edition this summer. And I would sometimes even layer this with Carracou if I find that my overall look just needs a little bit of brightening up. So this is Chanel Tanami right here. It is, I was surprised at how pigmented it is, more than the typical Chanel Glossimiers, but it's still not crazy, still very restrained, refined, and very classy, and just really gives that instant brightness to the skin. Okay, we're coming down to the last few. For skincare, there's only one product for my face that I really gravitated towards that stood out for me. It's the Shiseido Vital Perfection White Circulator Serum. This is how it looks. I find that when I use this at night, my skin is just much more even in the morning, much less problematic, and it's so lightweight and amazing in texture that for summer, it's been a go-to. And then of course for moisturizers, this is the CBeauty Coconut Beauty Universal Body Oil. I have been loving the chamomile or the lavender. The one I have is the chamomile, but even in Vancouver, and even if it's summer, it is so lightweight, and at the same time Vancouver, it's not a humid country, so I still need a lot of that moisture. And definitely I have been using this on a daily basis even before stepping out, and it also just gives my skin, like my shoulders, because obviously they're always exposed now, such a beautiful natural sheen and glow that it's just a must-have for summer. I have one eyeliner that stood out for me. It's something that I have on right now. It's from Dior. It's their Color and Contour, and this one is in 157. It's the navy one. I think this was a limited edition from spring, I believe. So this, you have a shadow stick, and this is the shade of the shadow stick. It looks a bit more of a silvery blue. I don't use that often, but the liner I do. It's almost like a navy. Navy is also gorgeous for brown eyes. That's how it looks. And when I use them together, even for the day, it is a beautiful wearable summer smoky eye. Just gorgeous. Oh, here we are. Certainly not the least. Summer fragrance, holy grail. I think beyond summer now, I will have to get the full size eventually. It's from Diptyque. It's Eau de Sans. It's the EDT. I received a couple of these, and this is the second one, and I'm almost out of it. It is just, you know, initially when I smelled it, it was very like, not really me. It's not that floral or that musky. It's a bit more towards that clean, fresh kind of scent, but I think it is the only clean, fresh kind of scent that I can really wear, because the dry down is gorgeous, and when it dries down on your skin, there is a musk to it that is so sexy and appealing, and not just clean, because the clean fragrances smell like clean laundry, which is not my thing. This is definitely a very French kind of clean, and just, it smells like an after shower but with a sensual musk. I don't know if that makes sense. I know that Eau de Sans is my holy grail, but ever since Eau de Sans, I have been using this, just hands down for summer, amazing. So those are my favorites, or were my standout products in the month of July. I hope you guys found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day or a great evening.